everybody? Welcome. So yeah, welcome. So basically, this is gonna be for an all signs reading for the weekend. It's gonna be for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So it's gonna be a very wonderful feeling about how it is. This is a very moralized about how it's gonna be. It's gonna be very fascinating, and this is the way it seems to be. This is the way how it goes in that way how it goes, and this is the way it seems to be. I know that there's gonna be a very interesting way. How is it gonna be? How is it gonna be satisfying? You know, that's how it goes, right? And you have to believe that when things to be in that perspective, you have to understand about that, right? That's the way how it goes. But uncertainty, you know how it is. You know how you're going to be in the right direction, and this is the way it seems to be. You have to go with the flow. You have to do exactly how it is. You're going to know how it seems to be, and you understand that, right? So when things to be in that perspective, that's the way it goes, and you have to do exactly what you're told to do. You know, be responsible. So I'm gonna go from Earth signs. I'm gonna go into air signs, fire signs, and water signs, and this is how it's gonna be, and this is how it is. So this is how it is, and this is gonna be very interesting indeed. So just remember about how it's going to be, and this is the way it kind of goes. So you have to understand that, but you have to believe that the circumstances are very how it is, and you have to know about what's going on, and you have to see it in order to believe it, and so forth and how it is. So you have to understand. But the way how this is, the way how you're going to be knowing what's going to be, you have to put that into perspective. That's all you can do. But then that's the way it kind of goes. So you have to do what it is, and that's how it seems to be in that way. And you have to understand about how it's going to be in that perspective. That's how it goes. So first up is the Queen of Earth. Thoughtful, creative, warm, sensible. Make time for those around you. Take a sensible approach. Deal with challenges in a kind and understanding manner. That's the way it kind of goes in that way, and that's how it seems to be in that perspective. That's how it is, but that's how it seems to be in that way. So let's see what's going on for Earth signs. So Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. This is how it seems to be in that way. Okay, so this is how it's going to be. So this is the way it kind of goes. This is how it is in that perspective. That's the way it is. So here we go. So the way how this is in that circumstance, we have things that you must learn first in order to do that. So the Nine of Swords does represent trauma. It does represent Gemini, Aquarius. Nine of Wands is up right there. Fear here, so it could be Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. The King of Pentacles, it does represent security here, or it could be wealth, or it could be that. So it could be Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. But the way how this is, the way it's going to be certainty, you have to understand that, right? That's how it kind of goes in that perspective. That's the way it seems to be. But the way how this is, the way how it's going to be in that perspective, that's the way it kind of goes in that format. And you think, okay, well, everything seems to be fine. So let's see what's going on in this perspective. So I'm going to go from the Nine of Wands to the Nine of Swords here. Six Wands reverse, followed with the Nine Pentacles reverse, followed with the Death card reverse. Yeah, because you're feeling uncomfortable. There's no celebration. There's no endings here. But the way how this is like why it's going to be very interesting, because that's the way it goes. So what's happening between this Death card here to the Knight of Cups? The Five of Swords severed. There's conflict. The Terror reverse. There's no progress. The Six Pentacles reverse. There's no kindness. Yeah, because when you have conflict, when you're not getting along, this is the way it seems to be. It's like, this is how uncertainty it is, and you're thinking, why I need to do this, why I need to think about it, because that's how it goes, right? So you have to put that perspective, that's the way it seems to be. But then you have to understand that, right? So you have to be who you are to understand that, and that's how it goes. You have to value your own ways about knowing what to do and thinking, alright, this seems to be, alright, I know what to do, I got this, but then that's how it seems to be. What's between this Nine of Wands and this King of Pentacles? The Hermit is upright, and the Queen of Wands is upright. So you're finding charisma. You want to find a soulmate, because that's how it is. You're finding solitude. But the way how this is, where you're having conflict, when you're not getting along, it's like how it's going to be in that way, right? You have to do what you can to understand that, and that's how it seems to be. So let's see what's going on. So let's see. Let's see what's happening. What's the universe is saying. So let me go from the middle to the left, middle to the right. So the 4 1 story, there's the 5 1 reverse, there's no chaos. The 9 of cups reverse, there's no fulfillment. The lovers reverse, there's no decisions. 6 1 reverse, there's no achievement. 5 of pentacles reverse, there's insecurity. Alright? The Queen of Cups reverse, there's no empathy. The Magician reverse, there's no skill. The Three of Cups reverse, there's no celebration. Wheel of Fortune celebrate, there's basically good luck on your side. That's the way it goes. And what's in the middle? You have the Knight of Pentacles celebrate, there's trust. You know, the way how this is, the way how you're going to be sincerely, because you need to understand that. You need to be who you're going to be and that's how it goes. It's like, okay, I know what to do. Alright, I got this, but this just seems to be, I need to believe that everything seems to be fine. So you know what to do, but then you have to understand the way how this is, the way how everything's going to be in that perspective. That's how it goes. But this is how graphic it seems to be, but then you know what it is, right? So you have to understand by your, you know, the way how this is, because you have to be certainty to know what it is. That's the way it goes. Okay? Right, so there goes the next one. Next one. The Knight of Air. Intelligent, decisive, idealistic, tireless. Events that occur with great speed. Take time to carefully review your options. Creative solutions. So that's how it is, right? So that's the seems to be. And you can be dealing with another Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. So this is going to be air signs. So let's see what's going on. Let's see. 10 of Swords is upright, 9 of Pentacles reverse, Justice reverse, and Hangman reverse. So it means that you have no restrictions, right? 10 of Swords upright, there's basic conclusions, right? There's lots of conclusions. The Judgment reverse, you're not taking action. The 9 of Pentacles reverse, you're feeling uncomfortable because, you know, things are not going as planned. Things are not going to be justified, you know. So this is going to be like unjustified, you know, that's the way it goes. And you're thinking, alright, well, this seems to be that, because that's the way it kind of goes in that perspective. So you understand about how it seems to be in that way, and you're thinking, okay, well, everything seems to be fine. That's how it goes. But then you have to understand that. So let's see what's going on. Let's see. So let's go from the 10 of Swords all the way to the Judgment. 3 of Swords reverse, follow the King of Cups is upright, follow the 9 of Cups is upright. Yeah, because you have fulfillment, you have support, right? That's the way it goes. So it's like, okay, everything seems to be fine. Alright, I got this, alright, this is the way it seems to be. I know what to do, but then that's the way it goes. I need to occur about this whole entire certainty. I know what it is. I know how it kind of concludes. But that's how it goes, right? So it's like, you have to understand the way how you feel, the way how you're going to be acting, that's how it is. It's like, that's the way it seems to be, because everything has to be unfold of how it goes, right? That's the way it seems to be. What's over here is it? So the 4 of Cups is upright, Queen of Pentacles reversed, follow the Page of Swords reversed, follow the High Priestess upright. Yeah, because you want to look for a distraction here because you want to be distracted. That's the way it goes. The High Priest is upright because you want to feel inner voice, so you want to use your inner voice because that's how it seems to be. It's like everything seems to be fine, but then it's like, how will you do it? How you're going to master your own decisions, because that's how it is, right? So when you have to understand that, that's the way it goes in that way, and think, okay, everything seems to be great. That's how it is, because that's the way it seems to be in that way. What's between this Nine of Cups and this Nine of Pentacles here? King of Swords here, there's no knowledge. Seven of Cups there, there's a delusion, and Five of Cups there's grief. Yeah, because the way how this is, the way how you're going to be doing it, that's how it goes in that format. Because it's like how you're going to be in that perspective. That's why it seems to be in that way, right? So it's like, how would you do that in that way? So let's see what's going on from the middle to the middle to left, middle to right. Queen of Swords here, there's no independence. Eight of Cups there's perfection. Three of Swords there's heartbreak. The Page of Swords here is no education. Seven of Pentacles there's wisdom, because you're focusing on your career, because that's how it goes. So it's like how it seems to be. The Six of Pentacles there's kindness. Eight of Swords there's anxiety. The Three of Pentacles here, there's no excitement. Two of Swords there's, you don't know which path you're going to take, left or right. So let's see what's happening on the left side, please. The Strength of there's bravery. Queen of Wands there's charisma. Yeah, that's how it goes in that way. What's in the middle of this situation? Four of Wands here, there's no celebration. Eight of Wands here, there's no speed. The Three of Cups here, there's no celebration. Five of Cups here, there's no grief. Queen of Pentacles there's stability. Yeah, because the way how this is, because you need to believe that everything seems to be fine and everything all authentic, and that's the way how it goes. That's the way it seems to be. It's like how you're going to do it in that way, because you have to face your own reality. You have to face about your own beliefs, your own abilities, your own the way how it is, right? So you have to figure out what the left, right, and center, because that's the way it goes, right? Because you have to understand that this is like a puzzle piece, but the way how this is, you have to understand that, right? So you do what it takes, but then you understand that, right? So you be focusing on another Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, another Leo as a fire sign, another, this is the way how it goes, right? So you have to focus on how it is in that way, because that's how it seems to be, okay? Okay, on to the next one. Alright, Page of Fire, outgoing, creative, conflict, mischievous, news of an exciting new devourer, use your originality and integrity. That's the way it goes in that way, and it could be very interesting in that perspective, because that's how it is in that way. So you could be focusing on either Leo, Aries, and Sagittarius. So this is for you. Let's see. Magician is upright, follow the Three of Pentacles upright, follow the Six of Wands is upright, follow the Five of Swords reversed. So, the way how this is, the Five of Swords reversed, there's no conflict, not yet. The Six of Wands upright, there's achievement, it could be that. The Magician upright, there's skill, and the Three of Pentacles upright, there is excitement, or maybe it could be, where you're going to be having celebration or whatever. But the way how this is, you have to be certain about how things in that way, and that's how it kind of occurs, because that's the way it is in that perspective, right? So you have to understand that when things are being in that perspective, that's the way it seems to be in that way. It's like how you're going to do it, how you're going to believe, but that's how it seems to be in that way. So here we go. Let's see what's happening. So let me clarify between the Magician and the Six of Wands. 5 of Swords here, there's no conflict. 9 of Swords here, there's no trauma. But the Chariot up right there is progress. Yeah, because that's the way it goes, right? You're making progress. You're doing all how it is. It's like how you're going to understand that in that way, and thinking, well, this seems to be, I know what to do, but then you understand that, right? That's how it kind of is in that moment. Give it time, right? Because when things be in that perspective, that's how it goes, and you have to go with the flow. That's the way it seems to be in that way. What's happening between the Magician and the 5 of Swords here? The full reverse, there's no change. The 6 of Pentacles, right there, you want kindness. 10 Wands reverse, there's no burdens. Queen Wands reverse, there's no charisma. The Middle reverse, there's no misrepresentations. The Death card is up right there. There is basically endings here. You're focusing on the Scorpio as another water sign, because that's how it is in that way. So if you're asking for kindness, if you're having progress, if you're having endings, you have to go with the flow. That's the way it seems to be, and that's how it is, right? So you have to go with the flow in that way. It's like how it is. So what's happening between this Chariot card and the 3 of Pentacles? The 9 of Cups reverse, there's no fulfillment. 6 of Cups reverse, there's no past. But the 10 of Swords, there's healing. Yeah, because when you're healing, it's like that's how it is in that way. And thinking, well, this is how it is. This is the way it seems to be. So let's see what's happening in the middle of the situation, please. And the 10 of Swords reverse, there's no conclusions. That's how it goes. But then we have to stand, but the way how this is, the way it's going to be in that perspective, that's the way it kind of goes in that, in the way how this is. So let's see. So what's happening between the middle and the left side, please? 6 of Wands, there's achievement. The 9 of Pentacles here, there's no trust. The Wheel of Fortune here is back. That'll be bad luck. The 10 of Cups here, right, there's completion. The Magician's right, there's skill. Alright? Queen Cups right, there's empathy. Lovers right, there's decisions. 9 Cups right, there's fulfillment. Everything is going to be all great. Empathy, you have two sides of the story here. One makes sense, one doesn't make sense. That's the way it goes, right? That's how it kind of is. What's in the middle of this situation? The 5 of Wands, there's chaos. Yeah, because things are not going as planned. Things are not going as the way how it goes. It's like why you're focusing, why you're not going to do it. Because that's how it is. It's like why I need to be doing this. It's like, you have to understand that you believe on what you believe, because whenever things are be in that perspective, when things are be in that way, when things are going to be in that, there's how it is, right? This is not a tidal wave, but if it was, then you know how it is. It's like you're based on the current, or you're based on how you're feeling, or the way how it is. But you have to stand though, how everything in that perspective, that's how it goes, right? So you could be that everything seems to be occurred, but then you have to understand that, right? This is like a well-known balance, or the way how it is, right? You have to focus about your feelings, your emotions, the way how you're feeling. That's how it is, right? That's the way it seems to be. So you could be focusing on another Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. You could be focusing on another Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. You could be focusing on another Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Like, there are things you must learn first, but you have to understand that, right? That's how it is, right? Okay. Right, so you're almost done. Last one. Ten of Water. A contented and rewarding family life. Your emotional and material needs are met. Trustworthy relationships. Yeah, so that's how it is. So you'll be focusing on other Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. This is for you. So let's see. Let's see what's going on. So this is how it is. Let's see. High Priestess reversed. San Juan's reversed. King of Swords reversed. But the Nine of Pentacles is upright. So it means that you're feeling comfortable because that's how it goes in that way. The King of Swords reversed, there's no knowledge here. That's the way it goes. The High Priestess reversed, you're not using your inner voice. And the San Juan is upright, you get reverse means you're not feeling resilience. That's how it goes. But then you have to understand the way how this is, the way how everything's gonna be, that's how it goes, right? Because you have to believe about how it's gonna be in that perspective and think, okay, well, everything's gonna be fine. But then you have to understand that how it's gonna be in that perspective. That's the way how it is. So you have to think that everything seems to be fine, but then how it's gonna be. So let's see what's happening between the High Priestess and the King of Swords here. The Ten is reversed, there's no healing. Nine of Cups reversed, there's no romance. But the Six Wands are, there's achievement, or there's going to be celebration. That's the way it goes. But then that's the way it's going to be. It's like how you're going to do that. Because you have to focus about what you want, what you get, what you need. That's how it is. It's like, okay, this is how it is. I got this. But then it's like, how will you do it in that way, in that perspective, Because when things be in that perspective, it's like, yay, we got this. But then that's how it is. So you'll be focusing on the Leo, Aries, Sagittarius in this situation, okay? What's this between this Temperance card and the Nine of Pentacles here? The San Juan is upright, you're feeling resilience. The Taurus is upright, there's transformation. Eight of Years, being entertainer. But the Empress is upright because there's nourishment. You're being nourished. You're being who you are, because that's how it is. If everything's transforming, if you're feeling resilience, because that's how it goes. It's like, okay, I know what to do. I got this. But then it's how you're going to do it, because that's how it seems to be. It's like how you're going to do that in that perspective. But that's the way it seems to be, right? It is what it is in that way, right? That's how it seems to be. What's happening between the Six of Wands and the Seven of Wands? The Nine of Wands reversed. Both the Nine of Swords is upright, followed by the Five of Swords is upright. So when you have trauma and when you have conflict, as the Five of Swords, is because you're not getting along, right? Because it's like how you're going to do that in that perspective, because that's the way it seems to be. It's like, why are you doing it? Why are you focusing on that? Because that's how it is. So you have to believe on how it's going to be in that way, right? If you need to understand that when things are be in that perspective, that's the way it goes, right? It's like how you're going to do that in that way. It's like, all right, I know what to do, but then you have to understand that, right? You have to go with the flow. So let's see what's in the middle of this situation here. The Two of Pentacles reversed. So basically everything is unbalanced because everything is not balancing, right? That's how it's going to be. So let's see what's happening on the left side here. So yeah, Hermit is reversed because you're not finding a soulmate, but the Temperance is upright, you're healing. Alright, that's one way. And let's see, clarify the Hermit, please. The Tower is upright, there's transformation. The Sun card is upright, there's positivity. Yeah, because you're going to be staying positive. That's as much as you can. What's this Temperance card about? The Lotus reversed, but the Emperor reversed, but the Temperance is upright. Yeah, because you want healing. Yeah, because that's the way it goes. It's like you're healing about something, and that's how it seems to be. It's like how you're going to do that and focusing on how it is. So let's see what's happening on between the middle and the left, middle to the right. The 7 of Pentacles here, there's no vision. Page of Swords chart, there's education. 3 of Swords here, there's no heartbreak. 4-1 star, there's celebration. 8-1 star, there's speed. That's how it goes. So you'll be focusing about another Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, because you're focusing about, having celebration, you're focusing about speed, you're focusing on how it is, right? That's how it goes. If you have a career, you pay attention to what's going on in that perspective. What's on the right side? 3 cups side, there's celebration. 5 cups side, there's grief. The Queen of Pentacles here, there's no stability. Exactly. And Queen of Wands here, there's no charisma. The Strength of reverse, you're not being brave, you're being scared. 2 of Swords here, you already know which path you're going to take. The 3 of Pentacles over there's excitement. Yeah, that's how it goes, right? It's because you're being celebration, you're being excited, that's how it goes. What's happening between the 3 Pentacles here? The 8 of Swords here, there's no anxiety. The 6 of Pentacles here, there's no kindness. The 8 of Pentacles here, there's no perfection. Queen of Swords over you guys, you want to show your independence. Yeah, because you want to do things on your own. That's how it goes in that way, right? What's in the middle of this situation? The 3 of Wands here, there's no communication. 5 of Swords are there's revenge, because there's conflict here. And when you get conflict, you don't know what to do. You don't know how you're going to be doing it. You don't know how you're going to feel like, because that's the way it goes. It's like how you're going to be in that perspective and think that everything seems to be fine. That's how it goes. But then you have to understand that, right? So you have to believe in what you're going to be doing, but that's how it goes. So before I let you all go, try to pay attention about how you're feeling, how you're going to be, how it's going to be, but that's how it goes, right? So I hope you all like this video. Please give it a like, please give it a comment, enjoy, and this is the way it seems to be. This is how it goes. But thank you so much. Have a wonderful day to all, and thank you. Bye for now. Really, thank you, and bye.